same old place that you laughed about.
Hello, Turner Bartels. This is Mr. Boggs, principal, and I'm excited to get this school year started. Administration, staff, teachers, everyone here at Turner Bartels have been working very hard to get the school ready for you, to put in protocols, COVID protocols, setting expectations for e-learnings and brick and mortar. We've just really been working really hard to try to get the school started and school year started for you. And I know many of you have had questions about, meet the teacher, and we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about Smart Start Week. And this PowerPoint is also going to take you through the procedures of the brick and mortar and the procedures for e-learning. So just sit back. It's going to be a voiceover, and excuse all my many mistakes, but here we go. Hello, I'm Lamar Buggs, Principal of Turner Bartels.
I am Jacqueline Enos, the Assistant Principal in charge of curriculum.
I'm David Lowry, Assistant Principal in charge of administration.
I am Cynthia Quinta, Assistant Principal over grades 3 through 5.
And I'm Michelle Perez Ronaldo, Assistant Principal for Pre-K through 2nd grade.
Next, we'll have our Student Services team. Although I'd love to take the opportunity to introduce everyone at Turner Bartels, they're all special, but unfortunately, we don't have the time and enough slides. But we'll go and introduce a group of people who are very important to all of us in dealing with the mental health of our students. First, we have Mr. Camarada, our school psychologist on the lower campus. I think he's going to work with students from K through 5. We have Dr. Blanjing Hodges, school psychologist, will work with our middle school students. Mrs. Fisher, school social worker, she's new to us this year as well. She will work with our K through 5 students. Mrs. Homan, our school social worker, middle school. Ms. Contreras, 6 through 8. Ms. Bales, guidance 6 through 8. And Mrs. Knowles, 3 through 5. And Ms. K on lower campus, K through 2. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always contact them by dialing the main office number. At TBK8, one of the primary goals is first things we must do before students step in our classroom or before we begin to teach them, that is to build relationships. And building relationships is essential with all students, receiving them unconditionally into our classroom. And just building those relationships is the primary and foundation and to ensuring the success of all students. Our mission is students' achievement will be fostered through teacher planning. So what we will do is we'll plan engaging and rigorous learning activities. We're going to develop our staff in areas where growth is needed. And we will make sure that we hone in on standard-based instruction and make it rigorous to make sure that our students leave here where they can compete against any student in the district and outside of our district. So Smart Start Week, that's next week from August 24th through the 28th. And that's where everyone is e-learning just for that 1 week before we have brick and mortar beginning on the 31st. So the first things we're going to do is it's just like any time during school. That first week in school, we build on making connections with students, making those introductions, getting to know our students. And so we're going to first make connections. And that's what we do if we were start a regular school setting. We'll set the expectations in the classroom. We're going to do daily attendance and your daily schedule and etc. Health and wellness. So we're going to conduct those safety protocols. Let's talk about those healthy habits, especially now in this situation of COVID. And then we're going to go into the curriculum. We're going to discuss the curriculum and again set the expectations of curriculum and how things are going to be handled e-learning and also in brick and mortar. E-learning expectations. I've received a lot of emails from parents who struggle to log into Canvas. So I put this link here to help you and guide you through the student guide to help you log in. If you follow this link, there's also a parent guide there for you to follow. So make sure you go to this link if you're having difficulty. Next week, all students will need to log into Canvas and check into homeroom every day. Especially for middle school students, you need to attend each class during your scheduled time. In the next couple of slides, there's a bell schedule. You'll see that bell schedule. So you need to make sure that at that particular school starts at 7:40, that you're in first period at 7:40, and then 49 minutes later, you're going to be in your second period, third period, etc. So make sure you log into your classrooms at that scheduled time. Next is bullying, cyberbullying, harassment, intimidation. Of course, if you are e-learning, it will not be tolerated. You must adhere to the district code of conduct while doing e-learning. And also for all students must adhere to the Hillsborough County dress code. Now, of course, you don't have to be, if you're during e-learning, you don't have to be in uniform, school uniform, but you must be in an appropriate attire, and it's required at all times. What we decided to do at Turner Bartels is, as opposed to having Meet the Teacher this week, since next week is all e-learning, everyone will be home and they'll be logging in virtually, which we would have done this week anyway. We're going to have our Meet the Teacher on Monday, the 24th. For elementary, it will be at 10 a.m. or at 1 p.m. You just choose one session to attend. And for middle school, our Meet the Teachers again, the 24th. And what you would do is follow your regular bell schedule to meet your teachers. So if you have any questions around that, you can please contact the main office. But this is why it's really important to log into Canvas and get that ready for Monday.
This is Mrs. Perez, the Lower Campus Assistant Principal. Important dates for Smart Start Week are below. On Wednesday, August 26th, pre-K through 5th grade brick and mortar students only may drop off their school supply materials. Materials will be accepted at each campus from 10 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Lower campus students, pre-K through 3rd grade, should drop off their supplies in the lower campus bus ramp at the front of the school. Upper campus 4th and 5th grade students will drop off their materials at the upper campus bus ramp in the front of the school. On Thursday, August 27th, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday, August 28th, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., e-learning students only may pick up their device and consumable materials. Devices for e-learning students will be available in the upper campus bus ramp. Consumable textbook materials for pre-K through 3rd grade students will be picked up at the lower campus bus ramp. 4th through 8th grade consumable materials will be available at the upper campus car line. Student arrival for both campuses begins at 7:10 a.m. and the tardy bell will ring at 7:40 a.m. Students should be in their classrooms by 7:40 a.m. All students and staff will be wearing a face covering during this time. Staff will also be available to help direct students to their morning locations or classrooms. Breakfast is free for all students. Lower campus elementary, pre-K through 3rd grade, and upper campus elementary, 4th and 5th grade will pick up their breakfast and report to their classroom. Middle school students will eat breakfast in the upper campus cafeteria and report to their grade level holding area. Instructional time for elementary is 7:40 a.m. to 1:55 p.m., 12:55 p.m. on Monday early release days. Middle school instructional time is from 7:40 a.m. until 2:10 p.m. with early release day ending at 1:10 p.m. Thank you for helping to keep all of our students, staff, and families safe during arrival and dismissal. Please always follow traffic rules and regulations. This year, no cars may enter the bus ramp entrance by the track and field during arrival and dismissal times. This bus ramp is strictly for buses. Lower campus car line and morning host will use the lower campus south car line entrance. Upper campus car line will use the north upper campus car line entrance.
Hello, this is Mr. Lowry. We wanted to present this year's bell schedule for middle school students. All middle school students, both brick and mortar and e-learning, will be following the same bell schedule. Please report to each period in the assigned time, whether you are e-learning or brick and mortar. For middle school class transitions, the time between the classes is only to be used to go from one class to the other. To help facilitate students moving between classes with limited contact with each other, lockers will not be issued. Students will not be allowed to gather in the hallway, and students will be expected to stay on the right side of the hallway and move directly to their next class. To help facilitate social distancing, all stairwells will be one direction. Please refer to the pictures to see which stairwells go which direction. Turner Bartels is a mandatory uniform school. The uniforms are the same as in previous years, with the tops, polo tops being navy, maroon, or gray, and bottoms being navy, khaki, dress, pants, shorts, skirts, or sports. On Fridays, students are allowed to wear spirit shirts or a collared shirt, and they are also allowed to wear jeans. Because middle school students are not going to be able to dress out for PE, they will be able to wear black or blue athletic bottoms. They must be plain, they must be secured at the waist, and they must not be tights or leggings. Middle school students will still be participating in physical education, with some modifications. PE lockers will not be used, nor will the PE locker room. Students will not have to change to participate in PE. They will be able to participate in their regular school uniform.
Within our brick and mortar classrooms, students will keep faces covered. Social distancing will be observed as much as possible. Each classroom will have a sanitation station set up. Students will not be able to share any items. Students may not leave items behind in classrooms, which is important, especially in middle school, because middle school students will not be using lockers, so they must take everything with them from class to class. Seating charts will be used in all classrooms in every grade level, and planners will be available for purchase. During school lunches on both campuses, classes will be assigned tables. Students will sit at every other seat. Social distancing will be observed as much as possible. Students must keep their face covering on, except while eating or drinking. Students will remain in their seats unless given permission by a supervising adult. And students may not share items, including but not limited to food and drinks.
Dismissal will begin for elementary students Tuesday through Friday at 1:55 p.m., 12:55 p.m. on early release Mondays. Dismissal will begin for middle school students Tuesday through Friday at 2:10 p.m., 1:10 p.m. on early release Mondays. As with morning arrival, please always follow traffic rules and regulations. The bus ramp entrance by the track and field is only for buses during arrival and dismissal times. Parents will be unable to use this entrance during dismissal times. Lower Campus Car Line will use the south Lower Campus Car Line entrance. Upper Campus Car Line will use the north Upper Campus Car Line entrance. Thank you in advance for your patience during arrival and dismissal time, especially during those first days of school.
Thank you for your understanding and support during these challenging times. We appreciate the entire TBK8 community. We look forward to a successful school year. Take care and have a great day in the land of the Tigers.